Jury selection is tedious, very slow going in the murder trial of former DeKalb County Sheriff Sidney Dorsey. He is on trial in Albany for the shooting death of his political rival, Derwin Brown, in December 2000. So far, only 16 people have been pre-qualified to hear the case. One of them told a judge he was a fraternity brother of a man who called Dorsey Uncle Sid. DeKalb County DA J.Tom Morgan, the lead prosecutor in the Dorsey case, is a native of Albany. Locals who knew Morgan in his early years aren't surprised that he's now prosecuting one of the state's biggest cases. Channel 2's Deidre Dukes joined us live from Albany with more on this story. Deidre.
And not surprised, they say, because he was a high achiever in those early years. He was known as a hard worker who showed great promise. Flipping through Albany High School's 1973 yearbook, it quickly becomes clear. A young J.Tom Morgan was a leader in the classroom long before he became DeKalb County's top prosecutor. Morgan graduated from Albany in '73. The yearbook chronicles his many achievements that year: student body president, Beta Club member, football player, and the list goes on.
He really was a fine fellow, and I mean, you know, here he is all these years later back in his hometown with one of the biggest trials in the state.
Sonny Lofton covered high school sports for the Albany Herald during the DA's high school years. He says Morgan was a standout.
Played football. He was real active in a lot of the school functions.
Morgan graduated from Albany High nearly 30 years ago, a student who excelled in sports and academics. Now J.Tom Morgan returns to his hometown to prosecute the Sidney Dorsey trial right here in Albany. And those who knew him back then say they're not surprised to find that he is once again in the spotlight.
I don't ever think in his wildest dreams, though, he ever thought he'd come back to his hometown under these circumstances.
To try a case.
Yeah, particularly one of such high profile.
While there isn't a lot of local interest in the Dorsey case, residents are pulling for their native son.
He's been given a responsibility to the people of DeKalb County, and he's got a hot potato. He's sworn to handle it, so good, bad, or otherwise, I hope he maintains that personality and drive that he had when he was here.
And while many of the people that we have talked to here in town in recent days have said that they have no general interest in this case, we are also finding that because J.Tom Morgan is native, he is someone who is from here, that we may see, because of that, simply more people coming to court just to watch him to see how he performs in the next few weeks. We are live in Albany. I'm Deidre Dukes, Channel 2 Action News.
Thank you, Deidre. We'll return to Albany for live Team 2 coverage of jury selection. And Channel 2 Action News has learned of new developments today in Phyllis Brown's fight